This is everything you need to know about tomorrow's update. Now, the other day, I did release a video telling you guys that we know officially every single update day that goes from June all the way until early October. With that being said, it looks like Epic wants to go on their summer vacation a little bit early, so they're going to release the v30.20 update tomorrow rather than June 25th, which is confirmed by everybody, including the official LEGO Fortnite account, who posted the original patch notes for tomorrow on Reddit, but we're gonna break all of them down and highlight the very good upgrades and then the very bad upgrades. Now, one of the more upsetting things as far as I go is that the crafting bench glitch or the duplication glitch has been patched as far as tomorrow goes. They went ahead and they removed the upgrades from the crafting bench, which is going to prevent you from doing this glitch going forward. But let's break down all of the other changes that were made to the brand new style of crafting bench. So Epic claims that they listened to feedback from the community and decided to remove upgrades from the crafting bench. The reasoning for this is that when you go into a new desert or a new Frostlands biome, you have to recreate your crafting bench from scratch, and they didn't think that that was good for the game because it just slowed things down. Now, I will agree that it does slow things down. However, going ahead and grabbing all of the materials to upgrade each crafting bench that you had did take time and was part of the grind. And part of LEGO Fortnite is going out and grinding for materials so that you could upgrade different things in the game. Them removing that, in my opinion, is an absolute L. I think that we need to still be able to grind the game, especially over the next 30 days when we have no content. But I want you guys to remember that part where I mentioned that they listened to some feedback, because that's going to be important with another point I make later on. Now, another update made to the crafting bench is when you place one down, you'll immediately have the axe, pickaxe, shovel, fishing rod, hunting dagger, health charm, and torch automatically unlocked. If you guys didn't know, right now, when you place down a crafting bench, you do not have all of those items automatically unlocked. You need to find the ingredients in order to do that. But now you'll unlock them right away, which in my opinion isn't necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's going to help some people and it doesn't hurt anybody. So in my opinion, that is a good change. The other change to this, which is something I'm not too much of a fan of, is that they're removing the visual upgrades from the crafting bench as well. So now, rather than having a level 1 bench look a certain way and a tier 2 bench looking different and a tier 3 looking even different than that, they removed all of that. So now you only have the visual of the tier 1 crafting bench with no changes made to it. They did say that they understand that some people decorated with it, so they're going to leave it in the game if you already had it made, but going on in the future, there is no upgrades to it, which means you're just going to have that very dull gray and green logo or color to your crafting bench, which again, in my opinion, is an L. Now, we still have more to break down, but I did just want to jump in here very quickly to let you guys know that the remaining part of this video does tend to be a little bit on the negative side. Typically, when I release a video that has to do with my opinion, if I speak positively about the game, it seems like the community thinks of me as a shill or believes that I'm being paid to speak positively about the game. And then when I speak negatively about the game, I'm just a grumpy person, and that's not a good thing either. I do just want to let you guys know that I don't get paid to give any opinion on the game. I like to go ahead and voice my opinion because I tend to side on the side of the community. And if I believe that Epic is doing a great job, I'm going to tell them that they're doing a great job. If I think that they're doing a terrible job, I'm going to do that exact same thing and tell them they're doing a terrible job. I'm not one to bite my tongue and risk of any Epic partnership or anything like that. I want to make sure that I am giving the correct feedback every single time, whether that is good or bad. I don't like to act fake towards anybody for any possible reason. So towards the end of this video, understand if it does seem negative, it's simply because I am not very happy with this update, and that is largely because of the fact that we're not getting another update until July 23rd. So keep that in mind when watching the rest of this video, is that all of my opinions are based on the fact that we still have a 30-day gap once again where we are getting no new content or nothing new added into LEGO Fortnite. Now, unlock trigger changes pretty much is just if you pick something up, it'll unlock something in the game for you. An example of this is now when you pick up meat, corn, eggs, or a torch, it'll reveal the grill so that you can go and now know the ingredients in order to create one. You'll also now at the beginning of your games start off with the crafting bench, small shack, foundations, village square, bed, and campfire available for you to know all of the ingredients for. So it just seems like they put this update out here now so that everybody knows what ingredients are going to be made at all times, rather than having to discover things and then figure out how they're going to make things. I don't have a problem with this update. It does cut down at some of the questions that people ask. Hey, how do I unlock this? How do I find this? Now, picking up a lot of these more common items will unlock things, which in my opinion is probably a good thing. Now, this next part I really kind of don't understand much about. They went ahead and they made it so that a torch is required for the campfire and a grill, which I'm not necessarily against because it is fire, so it makes sense to be used on a campfire and a grill. However, the next part, which is the metal crate, no longer costs copper. If we know anything about LEGO Fortnite is when something does not cost that to create, that means you won't get it back in return. Metal crates were a huge thing for the community as far as getting copper bars without having to explore the deadly dry valley caves. I think that this kind of contradicts my point when it came to the crafting bench and having to go out and grab different items. However, the metal crate was something that was awesome to find and discover while wandering out and about and exploring already inside of the dry valley or grasslands, where you could destroy it and earn yourself some copper bar without having to go into those caves. Now it looks like they removed it, which is going to mean that copper is even more rare in the game than it previously was. Not that it is super difficult to find yourself copper, it is kind of all over the dry valley caves. However, those metal crates were awesome to try to find, break, and get easy copper. And we also have something called Brite Bomber's Base. And now this is something that is new in survival and cozy worlds that are created. You are going to get a Brite Bomber base. It's a new spot where you help Brite Bomber start a village of her own. This is going to spawn in new worlds that are focused on new players, but they are going to work on doing things with more NPC villagers in the future. The Brite Bomber village goes up to level 5 and she will give you rewards while helping her. So the Brite Bomber account quest is going to earn yourself some XP and help you out learning the game. Now, earlier in the video, I did mention to try to remember a point where I talked about Epic claiming that they were listening to community feedback and applying that during their updates. If you guys do remember last week or in the most recent update that we got, they added storm wild animals into only new created worlds and the community did not like it, forcing Epic to announce that they're going to change that and allow people to alter their settings later on so that they can get access to this content. What's crazy to me is that they say that they're listening to the feedback earlier on in this blog post, but just a few sentences down or a few tags down, they go ahead and tell us that they're once again only adding Brite Bomber's base into brand new worlds. So why is it that you're saying that you're listening to community feedback, but completely contradicting yourselves later on and only putting stuff in new worlds, despite the main community feedback that you've gotten over the last week or two is that new content should not be posted only in newly created worlds and should be in every pre-existing world as well. But don't worry guys, we're getting a new glider added into the game and it's going to deplete stamina even more than the existing glider, so it's actually worse than the glider that is currently in the game. This is obviously aimed for more beginner players. It's going to require more easily available resources. You can learn the recipe inside of the spinning wheel. It requires threads and rods to craft, so that means that more people will have a glider going forward. Not necessarily a terrible thing for new players. In fact, this is a great thing for new players, but if you're somebody that's been grinding the game for a while, especially somebody that doesn't want to play the new expert mode, you didn't get anything during this update. Now, we also got ourselves some bug fixes. Now, these are normally something I would be very excited for. In fact, some of them I am happy about. However, Epic has announced bug fixes before, and then none of those bugs were actually fixed. In fact, every single one of them still remains in the game, despite them saying that they fixed them. However, the bug fixes that they say that are going to be fixed is that not being able to stack Galactic Lodge roofs hips on top of each other should be fixed. Placing roof pieces next to the Medieval Valley roof should also be fixed. Jump attacks now produce a critical hit, which is awesome. That's a much slower attack, but now does double damage. Crossbows now auto-reload after firing. That was kind of something that already happened anyway if you just pressed your shoot button a second time. You fixed a bug where the elegant counters were never granted in survival mode, fixed multiple crashes, fixed an issue where makeup was displayed incorrectly during some emotes, and fixed a bug where villagers made way too much sound at the village square. And they put that in bold because they thought that was really something that we were going to be excited about. Again, guys, I don't mean to be so negative about the game. This is my favorite game to play right now, and I'm going to try to forever make content on this as much as I can. But the problem that I think that we're seeing right now is that Epic was putting out massive updates for Battle Royale, and they wanted to just feel like they had to put something out, so they thought that they would impress us by putting all of these really lame updates put into LEGO Fortnite. And it's just not something that I'm too excited about, and I'm sure anybody that has played this game longer than a month is likely not excited about any of this stuff either. I understand they want to help newer players come into the game, but you just helped newer players in the game with Cozy Mode 2 weeks ago, and now the most recent update since then, being this one, is also catered to them, but even they now need to create new worlds. I don't know what Epic's doing. It seems like they took a few steps forward when they released the Star Wars update. In my opinion, another step forward with the hardcore mode, but this one is definitely taking a few steps back. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, this was Crafty, and I'm out. Peace.